Good morning, everyone. In computer network, today we are going to learn about this digital modulation and multiplexing. Modulation means converting a signal, analog signal into a digital signal, that is called as modulation, and multiplexing means transferring those things, those signals and the data. Clear about this? Okay. First, we must know about what is modulation and multiplexing. That is only modulation is a scheme which sends bits as a signal. Clear? So, modulation means it sends bits as a signal. Multiplexing is also a scheme which share a channel, okay, to transfer the data among the users. Okay. So, modulation means sending a bit. Multiplexing means sharing a channel among the users. Baseband transmission. The modulation and multiplexing is using these two different types of transmissions to transfer the data. And this multiplexing is using three different types: frequency division multiplexing, time division multiplexing, code division, multiple access. We will see one by one in detail with clear explanation. Okay. Digital modulation. It is a process which is converting a digital bits into analog signals. What is baseband transmission? Which encode the bits into a signals. Here the signal occupies the frequency, right? It will be moving up and down, no? So that will be counted, that waves will be counted, that is called as the frequency. The number of frequency will be vary from 0 up to the maximum number, which is based on the signaling rate. Okay. Passband transmission is nothing but it is also a shifting the data. Here the signal occupies the band of frequencies. Here we studied the number of frequencies. Signal occupies the frequencies. Here also the signal occupies band of frequencies around the frequency of the carrier signal. So baseband means the signal occupies the frequency from 0 up to maximum. Passband means it will occupies the signal, means band of frequencies from to the frequency of the carrier signal. Here the channels are shared by the multiple signals, where in multiplexing the channels which we are using are shared by the multiple signals. So this sharing of the signals is called as multiplexing. Clear? So there are a variety of ways of multiplexing: time, frequency and code division. We will see one by one. Clear? So modulation means converting a digital bits into analog signals. Baseband transmission means transferring the signal using the frequencies. Here also passband also transferring the signal using the frequency, which is band of frequencies. Okay. So for sharing the signals, it is using a channel. It is shared by the multiple signals. So that is why it is called as multiplexing. First we will learn baseband transmission. So baseband transmission, it is a transmission of raw signals which occupies the frequencies from 0 up to the maximum, which is based on the signaling rate. Okay. So here the simple transmission scheme is NRZ, which is nothing but non-return to 0. Here positive voltage could be represented as 1 and the negative voltage could be represented as 0. Here when the signal is sent down a line and the receiving station samples the signal at regular intervals, then it will convert back into bits. Okay. So first it will be sent in a down line and using the samples it will be sent with the regular intervals. Then again it will be converted as a bits. So this signal will not look like a signal exactly originally how it was sent. And it has to be distorted and attenuated by a signal. Attenuation means adding some noises. Okay. While it is sending through the air, it cannot receive in the same way. See, when we are talking to our friends, when we are talking in a free space, we will be receiving some kinds of noise around us. That will also be sent. It will not be sent as the same what we talk to our friends, right? So that is only. So more complex schemes can be used to convert, that is called as signals, that is for better meet engineering needs. These schemes are called line codes, which is nothing but when we are sending a data to converting into bits to a signals so that it can be received at the receiver end. For that we are using some engineering disciplines, that is called as line codes. Okay, so line codes send a symbols that represent one or more bits. Okay, so non-return 0 is the simplest one, which is a literal line code. Positive will be 1, negative will be 0. Other codes will be used as a bandwidth as signal transitions. See here it is a bit stream, and here it is the non-return 0. So if it is 1 it will be up, if it is 0 it will be like this. Next one is the inverted of this non-return to 0. The next one is the Morse-star coding, and the last one is the bipolar coding. We will see what is this Morse-star and bipolar in the next one. Okay, so the engineering needs we studied, no, those three things: bandwidth efficiency, clock recovery, balanced signals. These three engineering needs are necessary for the transmission. First we will study what is this bandwidth efficiency. So N or Z means what? Non-return 0. This signal can cycle between positive and negative levels at every 2 bits at a maximum, which is nothing but up and down. Okay, so this bandwidth at least B by 2, where B is a bits and S is a second, which is a fundamental limit for N or Z. What is the signal rate? The rate which the signal changes is called as the signal rate. This will be different from bit to bit. Okay, so different from bit rate. What is a bit rate? Bit rate is a symbol rate into bits per symbols, and symbol is the rate into bits into bit per symbol, which is nothing but for a particular bit, when it wants to be transmitted from one place to another, this will be the bit per symbol, rate into bits, multiply. Okay, you have to multiply the number of bits and with the rate. Okay, that is known as bit rate. Another name for symbol rate is the baud rate. Okay, and symbol rate is nothing but rate into bits per symbol. Okay, rate into bits per symbol is called as a bit rate, is also called as a symbol rate. Okay, it is also called as a baud rate. Okay, so the good scheme for the maximize the bandwidth efficiency is a bit rate. Clear? Next one is the clock recovery. So what are we studying now? We studied this baseband transmission. For this transmission, it will be as a bit stream, or it can be non-return 0, or it can be inverted. So for that we are studied three different engineering disciplines: bandwidth efficiency, clock recovery, balanced signals. Now we studied this bandwidth efficiency. Next we are studying this clock recovery. What is this clock recovery? We are using a clock to check. Okay, so accurate clocks are too expensive for a solution of commodity devices, so that alternative clock which sends clock signal to the receiver. Okay, here we are studying this Morse-star coding. What is this? Here we learned to know what is Morse-star, that we are going to learn now. Instead of sending a separate signal for the clock signal can be mixed with data signal by XORing the two together. The sending the data has been XORing two together. So the clock makes the transition every bit time, and it turns twice a bit rate. So when a clock is XORed with zeros, it makes low to high transition with this clock. That is why if you see here, it will be 1, right? It will be 1. So when we are XORing together, it will be a 0, and it will be 0, it will be 1, like that. It will be XORed together. The bit stream will be XORed together. Okay, so when XORed with 1, it makes high to low transmission, which is the inverse of the clock. Okay, this is the inverse of the clock. This scheme is called as the Monte-Star coding. It is nothing but simply what you have to remember, the bits which are going to be transferred is going to be XORed according to the clock. Okay, so next one is the another approach, which is NRZI, that is non-return zero inverted. That means ones means 0, 0 means 1. Okay, next is the clock recovery. That is only we have studied the way it is going to be transferred XOR together. That means Monte-Star coding makes the clock signal in every symbol. Okay, so 4B 5B maps into 4 data bits and 5 coded bits with ones and zeros. Here you can see the data. This is the code which has been converted. Again the data, the code has been converted like this. It is mixing the XORing the original data. Clear? Next, balanced signals. Balanced signals are the signals which have much positive voltage as negative voltage even over a short period of time. Okay, both will be in the equal thing. So here it is a no DC component, digital code division multiplexing, no, that will not be there. This is very good for coaxial cables which will strongly attenuate the DC component. So the aim is it should have a balanced signal. So that is only we studied bipolar encoding, no. So what is the way to implement this is this balanced signal is bipolar encoding. How can you do this? Logical one represented by alternating between two voltage levels +1 and -1, and having 0 is represented as 0. This scheme is called as a bipolar encoding, which is nothing but the bit 1 is going to be represented between +1 and the -1. Here you see the signal. The 1 is going to be represented between +1 and -1. Okay, so that is called as the bipolar encoding. Here is also the data 4B, 5B and 8B and 10B line code which maps into a balanced signals. So according to that number of bits, it permutates the number of signals, then it will be balanced. Clear? So clear about this baseband. Next we are going to learn about this passband. Passband that already we studied. There we use number of frequencies. Here we are going to use band of frequencies. So that it is a baseband signal which occupies 0 to B Hz. Shift up to the occupy, that is base of S to S plus B Hz. So at the receiver, signal can be shifted back to the down to the baseband. This type of transmission is called the passband transmission. Here arbitrary band frequency uses to pass the signal. Okay, so in passband transmission, digital modulation is accomplished by modulating a carrier signal that is the baseband. Here we are using some 4 different keys: ASK, FSK, PSK, PBSK. What is this ASK? Amplitude shift keying. 2 different amplitudes are used to represent zeros and ones. Multiple amplitudes can be used to represent more signals. So this is only. So 1 abdina we are using 2 different amplitudes. Okay. Multiple amplitudes can be used to represent more symbols. If you want to send more symbols, we can use more multiple amplitudes. Next one is the frequency shift keying. 2 or more different frequencies are used to represent a symbol. Here in amplitude we are using only 2. If it is going to be more, it is called as frequency shift keying. So for 1, number of ups and downs will be more, right? This is called as frequency shift keying. Next, phase shift keying. It is a carrier wave shifted from 0 to 180 degrees each time a signal changes, because 2 phases sometimes are called binary phase shift keying. Okay, so here what are we doing? It is using ups and downs. Here it will be using ups and downs. Though if it is using ups and downs, Here it is starting with up and it is ending with down, right? So here what it is starting with ups and ups only. But here it can use positive or it can use the negative way. So this is called as positive and end with negative. This is called as phase shift keying. Understood? So carrier signal involved 0 to 180 degrees. Okay, starting with 0 to 180 degrees. So this is called phase shift keying. So these are the 4 different keyings. Next. So when we are using this, a diagram which is used to capture the amplitude is called the constellation diagram. So what is this? Constellation diagrams are a shorthand to capture the amplitude and phase the modulation of the symbols. So this is the 2 symbols. If it is going to be used 4 symbols, the figure will be like this. If it is going to be 4 bits per symbol, it will be like this, and here if it is going to be 6 bits, it will be like this. So binary phase shift keying, quarterly phase shift keying. Understood? Next one is the frequency division multiplexing. Okay, it uses the passband transmission, okay, to share a channel. So this divides the spectrum into frequency bands. Okay, each user will have an exclusive possession of band so that they can use to send their signal. So this is the original bandwidth. This is channel 1, channel 2, channel 3. Okay, attenuator tractor. So this is the frequency in the hertz. If it is going to be in kilohertz, that is raised in the frequency, this is channel 1, this is channel 2 and this is channel 3. When it has been multiplexed, combined together into a single channel, 60 to 68 will be the first channel, 68 to 70 will be the second channel, from 70 to 72 will be the third channel. So this is called as frequency division multiplexing. Divides the spectrum into frequency bands. Okay, this is called as the multiplexed signals. Next one is the orthogonal frequency division multiplexing. The digital data can be divided without using God bands. Okay, so this is called orthogonal division multiplexing. There we divided the signal. Here it is not going to be divided like that. According to the frequency, it is going to be erased. Okay, so the signals from each carrier extend into adjacent channels. So this is the signal, it is going to be extended with the adjacent channels. Okay, so the frequency response of each subcarrier is designed so that 0 is at the center on the adjustments of the subcarrier. So, okay, so this is the center. It is going to be adjusted with F3 like this. Clear? So this is called as, this is the separation which is dividing the signals. So this is the orthogonal, okay, subcarrier in red, okay. Next one is the time division multiplexing. It works by enabling the users by accessing the full access bandwidth with the short periods of a time. Okay, so it uses the round robin style and get with the entire bandwidth. Okay, so bits from each input is taken as a fixed time slot and then output to an aggregate stream. So this stream runs at a sum of each individual stream. Okay, so God time will be added to the accommodate of timing in, variations, and TDM is used in the cellular telephone network. So the particular channel which you are going to be divided is divided into what time, 1, 2, 3 like that. So when it has to be sent according to the round trip time multiplexer, where first it can receive 2 and 1 like that. So the God time will identify and accommodate according to the timing variations. Next one is the code division multiplexing. Code division multiplexing is a short form of spectrum communication where it is using a narrow band signal spread over the wide frequency band. This allows multiple users to share the frequency band. So it is commonly called as code division multiple access. It allows the users, it allows stations to transmit across the entire frequency spectrum all the time. So the multiple simultaneous transmissions are separated using the coding theory. Okay, here each bit time is divided into n short intervals known as chips. Normally there are 64 into 128 chips per bit. Okay, so the transmit one station send us a chip sequence. So to transmit a 0, station sends a negation of its chip sequence. When multiple stations transmit the same time, the bipolar sequences are already. For example, during 1 bit period 3's transmission positive 1 and 1, and the outputs could be 2 positive 1 and positive 2 would be received. For example, here you can see A is a bit which is having 3 negative bits and again 2 positive bits and 1 negative bit and 2 negative bits. That is only chip sequences for 4 stations. Clear? So A, B, C, D, 4 different stations. For 4 different stations like that, the chips are going to be transmitted. That is only the receiving station recovers the signal original code by computing the normalized inner product of received chip sequence at the chip sequence station whose bit stream it trying to recover. If the received chip sequence SS and the receiver is trying to listen to the station whose chip is CC and then computes normalized inner product S into CS into CC. What is this S? S equal to C means what? First one. Second, it is going to be added with B 2, second one, and in the S3, A plus B, which is telling about A and the B. Okay, here if you see, you can identify. So this is A, okay, that is the clock signal, and then here we are adding B with A, so that -1 to -2 like that it is getting the signal. So this is the 6 examples for transmissions. Okay, S1, S2, S3, S4, S5, S6. So these are the different types of stations, 4 different stations. So recovery of station C's. Once it has been received in the other one, so S1.C, S2.C, S3.C. So finally it will be receiving 1, it will be 1, this will be 0, this will be 1, this will be -1. So this is the data which is received at the receiver end. So that only this formula is used. S into CS into C. Okay, this is called as code division multiple access. So with this class is over. We'll see the remaining in the next class. Okay, thank you.